Welcome back to the Ed Show, and thanks for watching tonight. That was President Obama late this afternoon sounding the alarm on the right-wing Chamber of Commerce, and he is absolutely correct. What they're doing, folks, is a real threat to our democracy and the way we operate in this country. The Chamber of Commerce is going to be spending $75 million to take down Democrats in the midterms, and I think all Americans ought to know where the money is exactly coming from. They can deny it all they want, but I think the money is coming from foreign sources, and it's being used in our electoral process. This is nothing but an anti-American money bomb. This summer, let's back it up a little bit. This summer, Republicans in Congress killed a bill that would force the chamber and other organizations to disclose where their money was coming from and their donors. Some of the chamber's cash is going to fund attacks against this Democrat. Congressman Joe Sestak, Democratic nominee for the Senate in Pennsylvania. Congressman, good to have you with us tonight.
Good to be back, Ed.
You spent 31 years in the military, retired as an admiral, and now you have foreign money working against you in your campaign when all you want to do is serve the country. What's your response to that?
I protected the sovereignty of this nation for those 31 years. And to think now that there's probably approximately $7 million of outside interest group ads pouring in here, like the chambers of Congress, because of the way they have it set up, we can't know who's doing this, but we do know that corporations overseas are actually funneling money into them. You know, it's sort of like I'm just waiting for Congressman Toomey to say to my opponent, wait a minute, we can't have that.
Well, that was my next question. Has your opponent responded to any of this? This is a story that was brought up by the president in the State of the Union. Of course, it was in the Congress this year. The Republicans didn't want anything to do with it, and now here comes the money. Is he on record against this?
Absolutely not, nor do I expect it, because remember, this is how they want to have it. They don't believe we're in an election. These corporations think it's an auction. And they want one of their own, somebody who is actually a lobbyist for one of these special interest groups called Club for Growth, which is really Club for Shrinking the Middle Class. Look, Congressman Toomey, who worked in Hong Kong for a billionaire and actually has advocated in his book that it's good for China to subsidize illegally its exports to America because it's a gift, but he calls it creative destruction, isn't going to stand up to any corporation that he used to get millions of dollars for as a lobbyist for Club of Growth. Now all of a sudden they're funneling. No, he won't stand up.
Joe, I'm not trying to diss you here. I'm a fan. But how are you going to match this money? You can't match this money. I don't think any Democrat can match this money. What's your game plan now?
Well, we're just about in a dead heat right now, Ed. We know that. And look, at this point in time, when I was outspent by Senator Specter, twice as much money against me, and I was, at this point in time, away from the primary, 20 points down, you know what? It comes back to Pennsylvanians. We are very commonsensical.
Despite the money, you can still win this.
Without a question. Look,
is it un-American, in your opinion, what's happening right now?
Absolutely. If there is foreign money that's being funneled in, and the Chamber of Commerce is not being transparent, just like Congressman Toomey and Wall Street weren't transparent when they did that derivatives trading, yes, that is not what America stands for. How could we even think to have people voting against this bill? And Congressman Toomey was against the bill that would have let us have transparency. Think of those billionaires we know of and we've heard of already who are funneling money into this attack ads against me. No, this has now gone so pernicious that we have foreign corporations apparently now funneling attack ads for Congressman Toomey against me. That is an American.
I find it amazing that the conservatives love to wrap themselves in the flag and play the patriotic card all the time, yet they are silent on this issue. What do you make of that?
Well, you wonder what conservatives want to conserve. I mean, in my mind, it's most important that these are American elections. We pride ourselves so much on that. How could you oppose a law that would have made it transparent and would have forbidden, as the legislation I work for, any foreign entity to be funneling money into this type of an election? And that's why Washington has to change. Look, Congressman Toomey's down there 6 years.
I don't know how this is going to change, Congressman. I mean, you got a Supreme Court ruling. You got a you got an obstructionist mentality over on the Republican side. They shot this down. This is the way life is going to be probably for the next several election cycles.
Well, we're going to change that in Washington. For example, my piece of legislation, wait a moment, let's make sure that the shareholders who own that corporation vote on every ad and actually vote where the money will go to. There's ways we can do this till we
That'll
get
rope
that
more
character
people
of the
into the
Supreme Court
process.
change.
That'll rope more people into the process. Right, it'll go right to the boardroom. Interesting strategy. Congressman, good to have you with us tonight. All the best to you. Coming up, I'm convinced there's something in the water up in Maine. The Republican trying to